هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها؟ هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها؟ هم نجوم سطروا أحلى المعاني وبروج شيدوا الهمة فاني.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. فقد قال الله عز وجل في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome today to a beautiful topic which is called wives who abuse. Many times, about 80% of domestic violence cases, they involve men beating women. And men are strong, as you can see me. They got big biceps, big chest, big tricep. So physically, Allah SWT created men stronger than women. But I want to clarify something to you that is going on now. I know the sisters are looking at me. The women are also abusing men. And this is not a secret, it's happening. Many men out there, almost like 20%, are being abused. Get me right, I'm not running away from the real story. 80%, that's too much. Men are abusing women. But women also is good 20% they are abused. Both from the non-Muslim side and Muslim side. And it's happening in the homes. I get a lot of emails, lots of WhatsApp messages from sisters crying tears. Yeah, Sheikh, my husband is abusing me. This person abusing. And I also get emails and WhatsApp messages from men crying, Sheikh, what should I do? My wife drinks alcohol. My wife is smoking, sniff. My wife is doing like this, taking drugs. My wife is beating me. My wife is depriving me of this. What should I do, Sheikh? So many cases that I've heard from men crying tears about what's going on in the houses. And ironically, if a man goes to police and reports a case that I'm abused by my wife, the policeman will look at him like this, say, your wife is abusing you. Are you lying, eh? Why you come here with a lie? And the policeman will just laugh and go away. Why is it like that? It's because men are strong, as I said. The police don't want to listen to them. It is happening in so many countries. So hence, this situation continues again and again. And men cannot go out and talk about their problem. But it's happening that 20% of men are being abused in this world by women. And let's look also at the form of abuse. Abuse does not mean to hit. No, there are many forms of abuse. So why is it that the world is like this now? When the couple got married, they had a honeymoon, there was romance, there was love, there was poems, there were roses, everything was beautiful. Even the way the man was dressed was so nice, and the wife was respecting that, my sweetheart, you are my husband. You know, I love you so much. You know, you are the apple of my eyes. You know, you are the man. You know, I love you so much, my sweetheart, I love you so much. But now, after some time, no more sweetheart, I love you. Hey, are you my husband? Are you sure you're my husband? Hey, you're my husband. Look at me nicely. Huh? You are my husband. Sisters, I am dramatizing, but it's happening. The women no longer respect even the husband. Sometimes on honeymoon, this is a real story. Honeymoon day, the wife would take a chocolate and take the chocolate and give the husband. Honey, this is yours, my sweetheart, eat. But after honeymoon, 3 months gone, the husband would take some food. Honey, this is yours. You know, I heard about prison life that they take the food and throw it to you. Say, honey, this is yours. Now remember the time of honeymoon, the lady was saying, sweetheart, this is a chocolate. Can I put it in your mouth? Sweetheart, I love you, you're so handsome. But now after some time, the honeymoon is gone. The wife, what is doing? Taking the plate of food. Honey, this is yours, take it. And this is happening. So what is that? And the man is hustling. He's going to work. I want to work for my kids. I want to work for my wife. I want my wife to look nice. But at home, the man is abused. And this is a painful story. It is said in the Holy Quran, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. That from his signs is that they created for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for you خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا. He created for you wives. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that you live with them. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً, and is put for you amongst you affection and love. وَرَحْمَةً and mercy. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. In this there are signs and lessons for a qawm or a nation that ponders and understands. So brothers in Islam, society on men is that men is being abused in this society. Society will say no, men are not abused. How can a man be abused by a woman? This is how society is. Society will say, no, stay in that marriage, even though you are being abused. So that's why cases of men being abused, we don't hear them. Because society will say, that means you are weak, eh? You got big muscles, but you are weak. Why, what's happening to you? So no one knows. Except nowadays, because we got WhatsApp, we got Facebook, people are coming out in the open now that, you see my wife, she doesn't even give me water. You know what happened? During a honeymoon, the wife used to say, honey, drink your water. You know, I love you, my sweetheart. You know, you're so handsome. But after honeymoon, 2-3 months gone, take your water. Sometimes the cup is thrown. So by the time he reaches the man, there's no water inside. And she just smiles. Honey, this is how life goes. You know, I'm sorry. This is how life goes. I'm sorry. So how many times should you say sorry to a man? How many times? You should go to your sweetheart and your honey, this is your water. Like how it was on honeymoon. If the love can become 365 days like honeymoon, my brothers and sisters who are looking now, wallahi, the world will change. But people only do honeymoon for show off nowadays. That's a strange thing. That's why there's too much of abuse of men and women in the houses. Because many times we want to look good to people, but when they get inside the homes, it's a totally different story. So it's important that all the etiquettes of romance that were there during the honeymoon, they persist, so that men do not cry. Brothers and sisters in Islam, let us understand that, of course, abuse is not only based on the fact that it's on the non-Muslim side. As I said, also on the Muslim side, so many men are being abused in the houses. What is abuse? Someone can ask. To kick, bite, punch, spit. For example, the husband will say, honey, can I have some water? And then the wife will say, no. How do you expect me to give you water? How do you expect me to do that? I am tired. And she spits at you. That's abuse. And also, the wife can change. She never disclosed her drug situation. Or maybe she was drinking alcohol. She never disclosed. And then after that, she said, no, I drink also. And also, I smoke. Do you know that smoking cigarette also when your husband doesn't like it is also a form of abuse? Because she'll be smoking that cigarette. And the husband's mind and the environment become dirty. At the end of the day, this husband also suffers maybe from TB or some kind of flu. So this is a form of abuse, emotional and physical abuse. Another form of abuse is verbal abuse. Sometimes when the husband is talking a point that, you know, sweetheart, we mustn't waste money. You know, we must go for budget. Say, what are you talking about? Raising the voice only is also abuse. Because you must use a sweet tone. Al-kalimatu tayyiba sadaqah. This is a hadith. Beautiful words are like charity. Now you can't tell me it's charity to say the F word. I'm talking real. F word is not charity. Use sweet, humble words. And I can even repeat them. Darling, sweetheart, I am so sorry. Just to say, I am so sorry. The sound of sorry is sweet. But how many stories are echoing in the houses nowadays? No. When the wife makes a mistake, say, no, life goes on, my sweetheart. No more honeymoon. This life, how it goes. And she even say that same word, F word again, and she go away. Sometimes also another form of abusing is belittling. Belittling your hubby. And then you say, you see my husband, now I'm tired. I just see him every day. See him every day. I see him every day. I see him. So now, I get used to him so much. No. Never belittle the man that loves you. Always let that man be your hero. And another point is, on social media, you will find many couples, they don't talk about how your man is. You find that on social media, people talk about other things. Praise your man. So it's abuse by you not talking about him even on social media. Show that that man that you live with is your hero. Is the one that stands by you even if when you're sick, when you're in trouble, he's with you. Brothers and sisters in Islam also, another form of abuse that is happening in the homes from the wives is humiliation. Your man comes home. Your man bought for you something. Maybe a man will make a mistake. Instead of buying size 5, he buys size 4. Then their visitors say, hey, Sirot, how come you bought for me size 5 when you that I'm wearing size 4? And the visitor just look, say, what's happening here? What's happening? These people are supposed to say this in secret so that they can go back to that shop where he bought. But nowadays, the man will be belittled when you buy something wrong. I know all men knows this story. Let's say you bought small tomatoes and she said, buy big ones. She said, why did you do that? Shouting from the kitchen. I can see now these tomatoes are too small. And it's happening. So brothers and sisters in Islam, we're taking a short break. Don't run away. This topic is reality and it's happening. It can help you change your marriage. It can help you to come back to the honeymoon stage. Stay and relax, and we're coming back very soon. Just taking some breaks for adverts.
هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة؟ هل سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة؟
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome back to a wonderful topic which is called wives abuse. This is a real painful topic. Now let's come to the cultural system that we have in the world. I was hearing from this country that there's a place called Venda area where the people speak a language called Venda, or it's a community called Vendas. So that when the women, they're giving their men water only, they will go and they'll kneel down and give the water. We know all of us have to kneel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they've got some form of walking humbleness that they offer. That they offer to that man. But nowadays you'll find that sometimes the wife, when she's coming to give you something, it does not show appreciation that you are the husband. So it's a form of abuse not to follow the system. Because nowadays, even some wives don't even cook. Say, honey, we have to wait for the maid. The maid should cook the nice food, our soul food. We have to wait for the maid. Now, where are we going? As Muslims and as a family, don't depend on the maid to cook the food for your family. Cook some nice, wonderful food that you were eating even in your homes. And also, with the way you were taught, never forget it. Let's also not abuse men by copying what we see on TV, especially on the soapies. Sometimes people say, no, I'm going to love you the way I see Generations. Generations will teach me how to do my things every day. So how are your soapies going to manage to always go with the flow of your life? No, yeah, the billah. We are Muslims. We are people of reality. So this is another form of abuse. Another point is jealousy. Many times you find that maybe the man is working somewhere and the jealousy is allowed. And then the woman is over jealous. She's always checking the phone, say, I want to see your phone. What is inside your phone? Whose number is this? Or sometimes there's a mistake, there's a wrong number, a woman phones, say, who is this? And she phones back. And then the woman say, no, it's a wrong number, I don't even know this man. And they say, oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I won't touch your phone because your phone is something that I don't know. So this is happening in many homes. Making false accusation. Sometimes, as I said, the woman can make false accusation to what? To his husband. And sometimes the woman can even go to police. Go to police and report. This man at home does not talk to me nice. And the case is opened. If you go to the police station, in a day you will find that there are 10 cases that came from women. The next day the woman say, I'm sorry, I know, we were just having a small problem. It was just a small problem. Now it's all right now. It's happening every day in the world. And preventing to see the children. Sometimes women can abuse the husband by saying, no, just because I don't like the way you did yesterday, I'm going to take my kids and go back to my home. You won't see the kids again. They threaten them in this way. What help can you offer the men that are being abused? What can you help them? Let's make sure as Muslims to encourage those brothers that are being abused to come out in the open. Don't bottle it up. Come out in the open and talk about it. But never confide with just anybody. Because we're living in a society where if you confide with a friend that, you know, my friend, my wife is abusing me. Your friend will say, okay, we'll go to the broadcast. There's what we call broadcast on WhatsApp. On broadcast, say, so and so, you know, Hassan, his wife is beating him. He's in trouble. He is in trouble, that guy. Or if you are a celebrity, say, or you're well-known, a public figure, say, you know what, that man, that sheikh, that big mufti, his wife is beating him. Put it on the first page of the advertiser, or maybe the Daily Sun. Especially the Daily Sun is the good one, because everyone will know. It's happening. That you confide with the wrong person, he goes around reporting about you. So let us make sure that when you got a problem in the house, go to the right person, especially the muftis, especially the imams. That, yeah, imam, what should I do? My wife is doing this and that. My wife is a chain smoker, and that is abusing my mind, abusing my environment. Even the pollution in the house is being abused. Another point is that agree you need help. Some people, they argue that, oh, for example, your wife is drinking alcohol, and you know you're a Muslim, and you know you're supposed to do the right thing. They tend to argue that, no, I'm not being abused, no, it's fine. So at the end of the day, you're making a mistake. Agree that you need help. Your wife is abusing you by drinking alcohol. Then there'll be change. And this is a critical one. Live if possible. Because the only way that you can now do to live is by this. If the wife is beating you, and she knows that you will not go to an imam or report this case to police, make sure that you make sure yourself, you use 3 points that are in the Quran. Advise her, advise her, advise her. If she doesn't listen to advice, continues drinking alcohol, beating you, you have failed. Now go and confide with what? With relatives or imams. Tell them the story. That has been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I've been explained. Don't just do one way, leave. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that you're in a critical situation that can damage your image and the image of your children. Because brothers and sisters out there, let us remember one point. When parents fight, it affects the psychology of children. So you'll find children that live in abused homes, they're not good in mathematics. Some of them, they cannot even memorize the Quran. Some of them are hopeless. Some of them start to take drugs from the age of 10 years old. I saw with my own eyes, some of them drinking alcohol. And in prison where I'm teaching, because some of the prisoners, they confess to me that, you know, why I ended up in prison here. My parents used to abuse each other in front of me. My mother used to do like this. My mother used to do like this. So at the end of the day, the child copies this. So that's why I'm saying the escape route of that is just to leave, so that you avoid these scenarios that can be seen by children. Another point is, get evidence of the abuse. If your wife abusing you, get evidence, write it down. But make sure she doesn't see. So you write it down, write it down, write it down. And then after that, you go to the imam or a person that is authority. Say, this is my problem. And you have some evidence. Sometimes you can take a photo, you are injured somewhere or something like that. Take a photo and go and show them that this is my problem. Speak out. Because if you don't do that, it will affect your psychology, it will affect your work, it will affect everything. Another point is, don't just report to anybody, but as I said, report to the authority, a rightful person that is qualified. Because you remember out there are people that are imams, but they're not qualified to deal with what? With domestic affairs. Maybe that imam has just come out from Darul. He's not well experienced. One of them, maybe, he's not even married. So he does not understand the real practical events that happen in a marriage. So go to the right imam that you can confide with. And do not keep a secret. What do I mean by keep a secret? Say, no, I'm going to keep it a secret. I want to continue like this, being abused. I don't mind. Don't keep it a secret. It's going to affect you. Solutions to wives. Those wives that abuse. I know you're listening. Number one, don't abuse your men. Love your men is how you're doing on the first day of honeymoon. When you're in that hotel, you used to call him, my sweetheart, my darling. Continue with that rhythm. That chorus is beautiful. Continue with it on 365 days. That is a beautiful chorus that's going to help your children. It's going to help you. Because what goes around, comes around. The truth will always manifest. I've seen so many documentaries. If you want, some of them, they're available. The women who kill their men. Bitter women who kill their men. Women even end up killing their men for no reason. Some of them also, lived in abused homes. You ask them what happened. No, I saw my mother was also abusing my father. So if you, a wife who is abusing your husband, you got a problem of your past, speak to professionals, psychologists, imams, but real psychologists, not just any psychologist. So the imams will tell you what to do. That no, sister, do like this, like this. And the imam themselves also, they are listening. Please do not delay to help the sister or the wives that are abusing their men. Give them good counseling. And think about your future. What will be your end result? You kill your man or abuse your man, you end up in prison. What are you going to do? I went to prison. The prison is bad. In that prison where I'm teaching, where I went to prison, not because I never lived in prison, but I teach in prison. So in the prison where I'm teaching, the sisters that I teach there in Coxter Town, they've got a life which is not good, sisters. They are given a certain uniform that they wear every day. If they are given a certain routine, they don't just sleep the whole day. They got a system that they are given. And I saw old women there also. I saw women that were murderers also inside. Some of them asked them, what happened? Why you are in this prison? I'm in this prison because I killed my husband. I was abusing him. Wallahi, what I'm speaking is true. I'm not lying. And this scenario is not only in my town, it's everywhere in the world. So brothers and sisters in Islam also, think about the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. The day of judgment. That's why it is said in the Quran, بَعْدَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ تَرَى الَّذِينَ كَذَبُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ وُجُوهُهُمْ مُسْوَدًّا وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And on the day of judgment, you're going to see some faces will be dark. وُجُوهُهُمْ مُسْوَدًّا. So the word dark here is a metaphor. It's like a metaphor. It's meaning that there will be not happiness. There's no happiness in them. So why? Because they were people that were not listening to their Lord. They were people that used to have pride in abusing their men at home. And never ever have pride in your life. That's why the Quran says, وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. Do not walk on the earth with pride. So some of the people that are abusing their husband, they got pride. So they end up doing these things consistently, knowing that a husband is weak, he cannot report at the police station. Sisters in Islam, you are looking at me now. If you are abusing your husband, go back to your husband and say, sweetheart, from today onwards, I am sorry. I love you. I made a mistake to abuse you. I was also abusing this way. I'm going to stick also to the norm of loving you as I was loving you in the day of honeymoon. Sweetheart, you are my darling. You're the apple of my eyes. When I look at you, you make me smile. You make me happy. I'll never beat you. I'll never harm you. I'll never provoke you. I'll never belittle you in front of people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all the sisters who abuse their husband to stop abusing their husbands. To stop abusing their husbands. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها. سمعتم قصة تحكي مجدا بسماها أم رأيتم شعلة شق في الأفق ضياها. هم نجوم سطروا أحلى المعاني وبروج شيدوا الهمة فاني.